Hey, what's up everyone? So I'm sure you've all heard about Pete Hegseth leaking some war plans. Well, attack plans. Pete accidentally included the Atlantic editor-in-chief. Editor-in-chief leaks the messages. Now we have the media calling for Pete's resignation. Personally, I do think this is a bit of a fuck up. I don't think Pete meant to put him in the group chat. We have all the pictures of the leak now, so let's take a look at some of the important ones to start. So, this one here is kind of important. We got Michael Waltz, U.S. National Security Advisor, and J.D. Vance going back and forth. Michael Waltz says, VP, building collapsed, had multiple positive ID. Pete, Carilla, the IC, amazing job. Vance says, what? Waltz says, typing too fast. The first target, their top missile guy. We had positive ID of him walking into his girlfriend's building and now it's collapsed. Vance says, excellent. Waltz replies, 3 emojis, punch, flag, fire. To me, there's nothing really that crazy about this one. I mean, it's basically all just information that we got eventually anyways. I think it's funny, the use of emojis here. Down at the bottom, we got Hegseth talking about CENTCOM, just saying that they did a good job and he'll report more later. Nothing crazy interesting in this one going on. Now, this one here gets a little more controversial. Pete Hegseth basically just lays out a schedule for what's going to happen. 11:44, weather's good. 12:15, F-18s launch, first strike. 13:45, trigger-based F-18, first strike window starts. 14:10, more F-18s launch. 14:15, strike drones on target. 15:36, F-18 second strike starts. Vance responds with, I will say a prayer for victory. Now I think this part's really funny. 2 people responded with praying emojis like it's like a meme in a Discord server. This one's kind of interesting too. This top text from Michael Waltz is kind of meaningless without more information in my opinion. This bottom text is kind of interesting. J.D. Vance basically saying he's out for the day. 3% of U.S. trade runs through the Suez Canal. 40% of European trade does. There's a real risk that the public doesn't understand this or why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this, as POTUS said, to send a message, but he's not sure about how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. There's a further risk that we see a moderate to severe spike in oil prices. He's willing to support the consensus of the team and keep these concerns to himself, but there's a strong argument for delaying this a month. We got Joe Kent, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, basically saying, we don't have to do this right now, whatever's fine. We got John Ratcliffe saying from the CIA perspective, it doesn't really matter, they'd get more information if they delayed it a little bit. Now, this one gets pretty interesting here. We got Hegseth coming in saying that he understands Vance's concerns. However, he thinks that messaging is going to be tough no matter what, which I personally do think is true because I don't think many people have heard of the Houthis before this last week. Pete goes on to say that they need to keep focused on the fact that Biden failed and it's Iran funded, and that waiting a few weeks or a month doesn't really change their outcome that they have calculated. They say that the risks of waiting are that this could be leaked, which I think is hilariously ironic because it was leaked. Personally, I don't think anything from these leaks are very damning. I certainly think that Pete definitely did do this on accident based on his other responses and everything else. I certainly don't think it was a good thing, but for the media to act like he needs to step down or be fired, I just think is kind of ridiculous over this. Now, what I find really funny about that is these text messages, although they definitely weren't meant to be leaked, kind of don't really give us anything controversial. Like it's things that we knew happened a couple days later anyways, and all the strikes were successful. Hillary's emails, however, shed light on Benghazi and all these other controversies that we didn't know about before. They were also being held in a private server in her bathroom, which is a little different than text messages between officials leaking. So yeah, definitely a controversy. I don't think this is by any means a good thing for the Trump administration. I do believe it was a genuine fuck up. But if there's anything good to take away from it, I think it's reassuring to know that what they're saying to us in public view is also what they're apparently saying in private. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if this was interesting. Have a good day.
Nobody's texting war plans. Well, I noticed this morning, out came something that doesn't look like war plans. And as a matter of fact, they even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information. You know who sees war plans? I see them every single day. I looked at them this morning. I looked at attack plans this morning. You know who does attack plans and war plans? Men like that admiral right there, Paparo, for the Indo-Pacific. or Eric Kurilla, our general in CENTCOM. They do attack plans and war plans. And thank God we have those leaders who do it and do it well, and our enemies know it. My job, as it said atop of that, everybody's seen it now, team update is to provide updates in real time. General updates in real time, keep everybody informed. That's what I did. That's my job. The war fighters will take the fight to the enemy, and I love what they do. And with President Trump's leadership, our enemies are on notice. We will have peace through strength, and we'll keep putting our troops first. Thank you very much. We're heading off
strike plans
to the rest.
before they launched. Mr. Secretary.